Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, students. Today I am going to prepare the financial statements of the limited companies. In financial statements of the limited company, you have to prepare the income statement. First, you will prepare the income statement. Income statement format or income statement preparation process is similar like the other income statements of the sole trader and partnership. So you have to record the same similar transactions in the same manner in income statement of the limited companies. After preparation of income statement, you have to prepare the statement of changes in equity. This is the extra addition in financial statement of the limited companies. In sole trader or partnership, you are not preparing the statement of changes in equity, or you did not prepare the statement of changes in equity. In partnership, after income statement, uh, you have prepared the appropriation account, but here you have to prepare the statement of changes in equity after the preparation of income statement. And then statement of financial position is the last document for the financial statement of the limited companies. When you are going to prepare the financial statement, you have to prepare the three things: income statement, statement of changes in equity, and statement of financial position at this stage. I am moving to the format of income statement. I am supposing the name of the company is ABC Limited, income statement for the year ended, and after this we will write the date like 31st December 2019, 31st December 2018, or 30th June 2018. Means that we will record the year ending date here after this phrase for the year ended. ABC Limited income statement for the year ended, and then date. I will prepare the income statement in three column. So I have placed $3 signs to represent the three columns, and income statement will start in the same manner as other income statement started. Uh, First, revenue. We will record the revenue, and then return inward will be subtracted from the revenue, and then net revenue will be shifted to the next column. After that, cost of sales will be recorded. We will give the heading of cost of sales, and then in cost of sales, first entry is the opening inventory, which is given in the question, and then purchases will be written in the very first column for the adjustment of carriage inward and return outwards. So we will record carriage inward, we will add carriage inward in the purchases, and return outward will be subtracted from the purchases. Return outward means purchases return will be subtracted here, and the net answer will be shifted to the second column under the opening inventory value. And then we will subtract the closing inventory, which also given in the question, and the answer will be shifted to the last column. Opening inventory, net purchases minus closing inventory, and answer will be shifted to the last column, and this value is represent the cost of sales, and cost of sales will be subtracted from the revenue. Means revenue minus cost of sale, the answer will arrive at which will be recorded as a gross profit. Gross profit is equal to revenue minus cost of sales. After recording the gross profit, or after calculating the gross profit, we will record other incomes, give the heading of other incomes, and then record the all other incomes here, like discount received. I am taking few examples of these items: discount received, uh, profit in disposals, yani profit on disposals. You dispose the non-current asset, and you get the profit on non-current asset. So profit on disposal will be recorded here as other income. And any other income like decrease in provision for doubtful debt, या allowance for doubtful debt, your provision of for doubtful debt, या provision for bad debt, या allowance for bad debt are decreased during the year, then the decrease in allowance will be recorded as a other income. मतलब प्रोविजन फॉर डाउटफुल डेट में जिसको हम कॉमनली प्रोविजन फॉर डाउटफुल डेट कहते हैं, बट अलाउंस फॉर डाउटफुल डेट भी कह सकते हैं, तो उसमें अगर डिक्रीज है तो वो भी अदर इनकम में आएगा. देन रेंट रिसीव्ड, आई एम टेकिंग अनदर एग्जांपल ऑफ अदर इनकम. रेंट रिसीव्ड आई विल रिकॉर्ड here as other income, and then add all other incomes or and make the total of these other income, and will be shifted to the next column or last column under the gross profit. कि हम इन सारी अदर इनकम्स का टोटल करेंगे, ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट के नीचे प्लेस कर देंगे, एंड देन ऐड अदर इनकम्स एंड द ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट, एंड द ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट आफ्टर अदर इनकम विल बी रिकॉर्डेड हेयर, एंड देन वी विल रिकॉर्ड द अदर एक्सपेंसेस. We will give the heading of other expenses. Other expenses are also known as operating expenses. You may write operating expenses word or other expenses word. Then I am going to give some examples of other expenses or operating expenses which will be recorded here under the heading of operating expenses. Rent expense means rent paid. In other income we have recorded the rent received amounts, which is income, but rent paid is expense, will be recorded under the heading of operating expenses. Then wages and salaries, depreciations of all non-current assets will be recorded current year. Depreciation of all non-current assets will be recorded here. Then amortization of intangible non-current assets will be recorded here. Amortization are the depreciation of intangible non-current assets, यानी जो आपके गुडविल वगैरह हैं, अगर उनकी कोई डेप्रीसिएशन है तो उसे amortization कहते हैं. तो वो भी क्योंकि डेप्रीसिएशंस करंट ईयर की यहाँ रिकॉर्ड होनी है, चाहे वो नॉन करंट एसेट्स टेंजिबल हो तो उनको हम डेप्रीसिएशन कहते हैं, अगर इंटेंजिबल हो तो उनकी जो डेप्रीसिएशन है उसे हम डिक्रीज इन वैल्यू ऑफ इंटेंजिबल नॉन करंट एसेट्स विल बी रिकॉर्डेड एज अ amortization ऑफ इंटेंजिबल एसेट्स हियर एज एन एक्सपेंस, क्योंकि वो भी डिक्रीज हो रहा है नॉन करंट एसेट की वैल्यू में, क्योंकि इंटेंजिबल एसेट्स भी नॉन करंट एसेट्स होते हैं, तो वो उनकी भी जो डेप्रीसिएशन अगर होगी तो यही रिकॉर्ड होगी. Then increase in allowance for doubtful debt, if there is any increase in allowance for doubtful debt will be recorded here as an expense. मैं यहाँ एक चीज़ बता दूँ, एक ही चीज़ होगी, या तो इंक्रीज इन अलाउंस फॉर डाउटफुल डेट होगा, अगर होगा तो एक्सपेंस में आ जाएगा, अगर डिक्रीज इन अलाउंस फॉर डाउटफुल डेट होगा तो वो आपका इनकम में रिकॉर्ड हो जाएगा. तो कोई एक पॉसिबिलिटी है, दोनों चीज़ें एट अ टाइम नहीं होंगी. बोथ ट्रांजेक्शन विल नेवर अकर एट अ टाइम इन द सेम क्वेश्चन. There is increase in provision for doubtful debt and as well as there is decrease in provision for doubtful debt. So this is not possible in single question, because you are taking only one kind of provision for doubtful debt. It may be increased, it may be decreased. Then record the bad debts expenses, discount allowed expenses. Discount given to the trade receivables is called discount allowed. Carriage outward, carriage inward are added in the purchases figure, but carriage outward will be recorded under the heading of operating expenses. Any kind of utility bills are expenses and recorded here. Repairs and maintenance costs will also be recorded here. And loss on disposal, if you disposed of non-current assets and you suffer the losses or you calculated the losses on disposal, then losses on disposal will be recorded here as an expense. Insurance expenses, and then we add all these expenses and make the total, and total will shift to the last column, and this total of expenses will be subtracted from the profit after other income, gross profit after other income, less operating expenses, and the answer will equal to the profit from operations. If the answer arrived in the positive figure, then this is the profit from operations. Otherwise we can write it as a, if the answer is in negative figure, then this will be the loss from operations. But here I am taking the profit from operations because I am taking the positive figure, means that your gross profit figure after addition of income is greater than your expenses. That's why the difference is the positive figure, and this positive figure is called profit from operations or operating profits. If the expenses are greater than your gross profit figure, then here loss will arrive and we will write the loss from operations. But in my example of format here, I am taking a positive figure, means gross profit after addition of other income is the greater, have the greater value than expenses. That's why the answer will arrive as a positive figure, and I am writing it as a profit from operations or operating profit. After writing the operating profit, we will record the finance cost, and this will subtract from the profit from operations. Finance cost means interest on loan or debentures will be recorded as a finance cost. Remember one thing, you have to write the word finance cost. You will not write the word interest on loan or interest on debentures. If you are going to solve the O levels or A levels past paper or ACCA papers on because in international accounting standards, interest cost and debenture costs are recorded as the name of finance cost in income statement. You have to record finance cost here, profit from operation after the profit from operations, and we will subtract the finance cost from profit from operations. I want to remind you one thing, in income statement of sole trader and partnership, you were recorded finance cost or interest expenses in other expenses on, but in income statement of limited companies you have to record finance cost separately after profit from operations. आपने उसे ऑपरेटिंग प्रॉफिट का ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंसेस का पार्ट नहीं बनाना इंटरेस्ट को. पार्टनरशिप में सोल ट्रेडर में आपने इंटरेस्ट को एक्सपेंसेस में ही लिखा था. You were recorded, you have recorded the interest cost or finance cost under the heading of operating expenses or other expenses in income statement of sole trader and partnership. But in income statement of limited companies, you will record the finance cost after profit from operation. Finance cost will not become the part of operating expenses in income statement of limited companies. So finance cost will be placed here, and this amount will be subtracted from profit from operations, and the answer will be recorded as profit before tax, and then we will record the tax, and that taxation will be subtracted from profit from profit before tax. The answer will be the profit for the year, and this is profit after tax. Profit for the year means first you have to calculate the profit from operations, then subtract the finance cost to calculate the profit before tax, and then subtract the taxation to calculate the profit for the year, या profit after tax. So after calculation of profit for the year, the income statement will be completed. Then we will move to the next statement, and I want to before moving to the next statement, I want to repeat two things. You will not record finance cost in under the heading of operating expenses. You will record it as a record it separately after profit from operations and subtract from profit from operations. And taxation will also record separately after finance cost and profit before tax, and this amount of tax will be subtracted from profit before tax, and you will calculate the profit for the year after subtraction of profit after subtraction of tax. And this profit for the year is also known as profit after tax. Taxation and finance cost will not record in income statement of limited companies as a part of operating expenses. यानी फाइनेंस कॉस्ट टैक्सेशन को आप ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेंसेस में नहीं रिकॉर्ड करेंगे, उनको सेपरेटली उनकी ये पोजीशंस हैं. एंड ऑफ द इनकम स्टेटमेंट यू हैव रिकॉर्ड सेपरेटली फाइनेंस कॉस्ट एंड टैक्सेशन. तो देन आपका प्रॉफिट फॉर द ईयर या प्रॉफिट आफ्टर टैक्स विल बी कैलकुलेटेड आफ्टर रिकॉर्डिंग ऑल दीज आइटम्स. One more thing, I have listed few expenses. There may be some other expenses are given in the question, so you have to check the expenses and record here. After completion of income statement, prepare after completion of income statement, we will prepare statement of changes in equity. And in statement of changes in equity is the new document for you when you are going to prepare the financial statement of limited companies. In this statement of changes in equity, you have to make different columns for different equity portion items. मीन्स कि इसमें हम वो आइटम्स रिकॉर्ड करते हैं विच विल बी रिकॉर्डेड इन स्टेटमेंट ऑफ फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन एज अंडर द हेडिंग ऑफ शेयर कैपिटल एंड रिजर्व्स और इक्विटी. यानी इक्विटी वाले पोर्शन में या शेयर कैपिटल एंड रिजर्व्स में जितने आइटम रिकॉर्ड होते हैं उन सबको स्टेटमेंट ऑफ चेंजेस इन इक्विटी में एक सेपरेट कॉलम असाइन होता है. A separate column assigned for those items which are recorded in SOFP as a part of share capital and reserves, and we will record the changes in those items which are recorded in share capital and reserves. जो आइटम हम शेयर कैपिटल एंड रिजर्व्स में रिकॉर्ड करते हैं उनमें चेंजेस रिकॉर्ड करने के लिए हम यहाँ उनको कॉलम असाइन करते हैं. अब देखते हैं वो क्या क्या आइटम होते हैं जो items which are recorded in the share capital and reserves: ordinary shares, preference shares, share premium, revaluation reserves, journal reserves, retained earnings, and then last column for the total. So we will make separate column for each item which are related to the share capital and reserve portion of the SOFP. You have to check first your available list of balances के कौन कौन से आइटम हैं जो शेयर कैपिटल एंड रिजर्व्स में जाएंगे. तो उसमें जो दूसरा कॉमन पॉसिबिलिटीज़ हैं जो पॉसिबल हो सकती हैं आपको क्वेश्चन में, वो ऑर्डिनरी शेयर्स, प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स, शेयर प्रीमियम, रिवैल्यूएशन रिजर्व, जनरल रिजर्व, रिटेन्ड अर्निंग्स एंड देन टोटल. तो दीज आर 6 आइटम्स और 6 एग्जाम्पल ऑफ कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ शेयर कैपिटल एंड रिजर्व्स. तो ये मैंने लिए हैं 6 कंपोनेंट्स हैं जो शेयर कैपिटल एंड रिजर्व्स में पॉसिबली आ सकते हैं. If there is any item is missing in the question, like preference shares are not given in the question, then we will not make any column for preference shares. Sometimes revaluation reserves are not commonly available in the question, so we will not prepare the column for revaluation reserves. We will first check the items related to share capital and reserves portion, and then prepare the columns for those items. तो ऑर्डिनरी शेयर्स, प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स, शेयर प्रीमियम, रिवैल्यूएशन रिजर्व, जनरल रिजर्व, रिटेन्ड अर्निंग्स एंड टोटल. दीज आर द नॉर्मल टाइप्स ऑफ आइटम्स, यानी नॉर्मल आइटम्स विच मे गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन रिलेटेड टू शेयर कैपिटल एंड रिजर्व सेक्शन. तो मैं वो सारे आइटम्स के कॉलम प्रिपेयर कर दिए हैं. देन you will record the opening balances of ordinary shares, preference shares, share premium, revaluation reserve, general reserve, retained earnings, and then make the total in the last column. And these opening balances are given in the question with their names. Yani in question the list of balances in the list of balances ordinary share will be written, and the value is given in front of ordinary share word. Preference shares value will be given with the name of preference shares. Share premium value will be given in the list of balances with the name of preference shares, and similarly revaluation reserves, general reserves, and retained earnings. Retained earnings are basically opening retained earnings retained by the business last year, and this figure will also shown in the list of balances. तो हम वहाँ से लेके ये सारी figures place कर देंगे, and then we will go to record the changes. If there are 2 types of new issue, I will discuss in my next lecture. बल्कि there are 3 types of new issues of shares. तो वो सारी डिस्कस करूँगा मैं नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में. बस यहाँ मैं आई एम गोइंग टू रिकॉर्ड जस्ट ट्रांजैक्शंस, बोनस इशू. तो सिंपली यू मे नो कि बोनस इशू जो होता है वो फ्री इशुएंस ऑफ शेयर होता है. दैट्स वाई वी आर यूजिंग आवर रिजर्व्स. तो subtract our reserves and then add to the share premium to compensate the value of bonus issue, क्योंकि वो तो फ्री दिया आपने तो उसकी वैल्यू तो आपने पूरी करनी है, तो वो कंपनी अपने रिजर्व से पूरी करती है. बट ओ लेवल स्टूडेंट, फॉर ओ लेवल स्टूडेंट्स ओनली, उन्हें ये इसके बारे में सोचने की भी ज़रूरत नहीं है, बिकॉज bonus issue and issuance of any kind of shares are not the part of their syllabus. Bonus issue, so bonus issue will not record by the O-level students, but A-level students and further education, any education, if you are taking any education of related to accounts, you have to record the bonus issue. Bonus issue free issue होता है, तो हम उसको शेयर प्रीमियम को रिड्यूस कर देंगे, या रिजर्व्स को, कोई भी रिजर्व्स जो उसने एक्सप्लेन किया होगा कि आपने उसे रिड्यूस करना है, तो उसको यूज़ करना है, तो उसको रिड्यूस करके हम ऑर्डिनरी शेयर्स में ट्रांसफ़र कर देंगे टू फुलफिल द वैल्यू ऑफ ऑर्डिनरी शेयर्स इशूड, क्योंकि फ्री तो ऑर्डिनरी शेयर्स इशू करने की इजाज़त नहीं होती. तो इसके लिए फिर कंपनी को वो पैसे देने पड़ते हैं. वो कंपनी फिर अपने रिजर्व से पैसा जो है फंड्स जो है वो ट्रांसफ़र करती है फॉर बोनस इशू. देन राइट्स इशू, ये भी this is another form of issuance of shares. So in this case company will receive the amount and increase the shares. Ordinary shares are issued as a rights issue. So increase in shares, if we company sell the shares above the par value, then there will be the share premium, as I have discussed in my previous lecture, and share premium will be added to the share premium portion, and that make the total of this figure and will be recorded as a total in the last figure. As in bonus issue, we subtracted same amount from one head and added to the next head. That's why there is no total figure. But in rights issue, we are adding the value in ordinary shares and share premium. So we have to make the total of this transaction. Then any revaluation reserves, this is not also the part of O-level syllabus. Revaluation reserves mean increase in value of assets will be recorded here. If there is any increase in value of assets, then we will create the revaluation reserves, and revaluation reserve figure will be added to the revaluation reserve and then also recorded in the total column. कि अगर हमने एसेट्स रिवैल्यू किए हैं और एसेट्स की वैल्यू इंक्रीज़ हो गई है, तो जो इंक्रीज़ होगा उसे हम रिवैल्यूएशन रिजर्व में रिकॉर्ड करेंगे अंडर द हेडिंग ऑफ रिवैल्यूएशन रिजर्व्स. बट अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग, ओ लेवल स्टूडेंट्स, IGCSE स्टूडेंट्स, you have no need to learn the concept of bonus issue, rights issue and revaluation reserves because this is not these are not your part of syllabus. ये आपके सिलेबस का पार्ट नहीं है, तो आप इनको इग्नोर करें. You will prepare the statement of changes in equity with the opening balance, and then जो अब ट्रांजैक्शन मैं लिखने जा रहा हूँ, those transaction which are going to record now, these are your part of syllabus and you have to record these transactions. You did not need to learn bonus issue, rights issue and revaluation reserves. ये तीन आइटम आपके सिलेबस में नहीं है, इनको इग्नोर करें. ओपनिंग बैलेंसेस, you will record the opening balances and then record the rest of transaction which are going to record now. Profit for the year which we have calculated from the income statement will be recorded here and added to the retained earnings section. Okay, retained earnings are basically retained profit. So we are adding the profit for the year to the retained earnings section, and then transfer to general reserves. Any profit which is transferred to the general reserves will be subtracted from the retained earning and added to the general reserves. यानी हम उन्हें रिटेन्ड अर्निंग में से सब्ट्रैक्ट कर देंगे और देन ऐड कर देंगे जनरल रिजर्व्स में, बिकॉज फोकस ऑन द सेंटेंस ट्रांसफर टू जनरल रिजर्व्स मींस द प्रॉफिट विच इज transfer to the general reserves. This is the company policy. They may want to retain part of profit as a general reserves for future use. That's why company is going to transfer the specific amount of profit to the general reserves. And in this example or in this transaction, I did not place any total because the same figure is subtracted from one head and transferred to the other head, so there is no net total. If you are adding same figure and at the same time you are subtracting same figure from the other head, then if you are going to make the total, the answer will equal to 0. So that's why I did not place anything here in against the transfer to general reserves total section. तो यहाँ मैंने कुछ नहीं प्लेस किया. Preference interim dividend. After recording the general reserves, we will record the dividends. First, we will record the interim dividends of preference shares. Preference shares interim dividend will be subtracted from the retained earnings section, and here is no heading of the dividend to record. Means के dividend का यहाँ पे कोई head नहीं है statement of changes in equity में. तो हम simply profit, क्योंकि dividend है, profit distribution to the shareholders. तो प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स को जो आपने इंटरम डिविडेंड के नाम से आपने डिविडेंड पे किया है वो सब्ट्रैक्ट कर देंगे रिटेन्ड अर्निंग से. और द मीनिंग ऑफ इंटरम डिविडेंड मींस के द डिविडेंड पेड बाय द कंपनी ड्यूरिंग द ईयर आर नॉर्मली रिकॉर्डेड एज अ इंटरम डिविडेंड. Any dividend which was paid by the company during the year are available in the list of balances as an interim dividend. So we will record interim dividend first because this dividend was paid by the company. तो हम उसे यहाँ पे रिकॉर्ड कर देंगे और this amount will be subtracted from the retained earnings, and then we will record the preference final dividend. Any final dividend which is related to the preference shares will be recorded under in the column of retained earnings and will be subtracted from the retained earnings. क्योंकि ये पे किया कंपनी ने तो ये भी सब्ट्रैक्ट हो जाएगा. इट इज़ वेरी इजी टू कैलकुलेट द प्रेफरेंस फाइनल डिविडेंड. द परसेंटेज ऑफ प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड इज ऑलवेज गिवन विद द प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स. मींस के जो भी परसेंटेज होगी प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड की वो उसके शेयर्स के साथ दी होती है. लाइक देयर मे बी रिटन अ सेंटेंस 100,000 10% प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स एंड देन उनके सामने उनकी वैल्यू लिखी होगी. तो ये जो 10% प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स के साथ वर्ड लिखा होता है, दिस इज द अमाउंट ऑफ डिविडेंड परसेंटेज. मीन्स के दिस परसेंटेज रिप्रेजेंट द डिविडेंड एंड यू विल टेक द 10% ऑफ प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स वैल्यू एंड विच विल प्रोवाइड यू द डिविडेंड अमाउंट. और remember one thing, you have to pay the fixed amount of dividend each year to the preference shareholders. और इसलिए अगर आपने ड्यूरिंग द ईयर कोई इंटरम डिविडेंड पे कर दिया है तो जो परसेंटेज से आपके पास डिविडेंड आएगा उसमें से आप इंटरम डिविडेंड माइनस करके बाकी डिविडेंड आप यहाँ पे करेंगे. यू विल लर्न दिस इन द क्वेश्चन व्हेन आई विल डू द प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चन. आई विल एक्सप्लेन इट इन डिटेल. तो वहाँ मैं आपको और डिटेल से एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगा कि प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड फाइनल डिविडेंड कैसे कैलकुलेट होता है. तो दिस विल बी गिवन इन द क्वेश्चन. यू विल रिकॉर्ड हियर. देन ordinary dividend paid only. You will record ordinary dividend paid only here. You will not record proposed ordinary dividend. I suppose ordinary dividend. यानी यहाँ ordinary dividend वही रिकॉर्ड करेंगे जो पे हुआ है. Preference shares पे this rule is not applied on the preference dividend on preference shareholder dividends. This rule is only applied on the ordinary shares dividend. Ordinary share dividend will only record in statement of changes in equity if paid. अगर आपने पे नहीं किया हुआ ऑर्डिनरी डिविडेंड तो आप उसे यहाँ रिकॉर्ड नहीं करेंगे. और ये आपको पता ऐसे चलेगा कि आपके क्वेश्चन में अवेलेबल होगी इंफॉर्मेशन कि ऑर्डिनरी डिविडेंड इज ईदर पेड और नॉट. If the ordinary dividend is paid, then you will record in the retained earnings section and subtract from this here and subtract here. और इसी तरह आप देख रहे होंगे कि I am placing same figures in the total section. After recording ordinary dividend paid, then we will make the total of each column separately. सबका अलग अलग टोटल कर दिया. retained earnings का टोटल कर दिया. opening balance, then profit for the year is added to the opening balance and then subtracted the transferred to general reserves, and then subtracted the preference interim dividend, preference final dividend, and similarly ordinary dividend paid, either it is interim dividend or final dividend which is paid related to ordinary shareholders will be recorded here. यानी ऑर्डनरी शेयर होल्डर से रिलेटेड डिविडेंड, मैं फिर रिपीट कर रहा हूँ कि जो पेड होगा वही रिकॉर्ड करना है। ऑर्डनरी शेयर होल्डर्स के प्रपोज्ड के साथ लिखे होते हैं डिविडेंड, वो नहीं रिकॉर्ड करने हैं। जो पे हो गए हैं वो रिकॉर्ड करने हैं सिर्फ डिविडेंड। प्रपोज का मतलब होता है दे आर प्लानिंग टू पे बट दे डिड नॉट पेड येट, तो वो रिकॉर्ड नहीं होंगे। ऑर्डनरी डिविडेंड पेड होंगे, या ऑर्डनरी डिविडेंड अगर लिखा हुआ है ना ऑर्डनरी डिविडेंड इंटरम, तो इंटरम मीन्स ड्यूरिंग द ईयर पेड डिविडेंड, तो वो भी रिकॉर्ड होगा क्योंकि यहाँ ऑर्डनरी के जो भी पेड डिविडेंड होंगे वो रिकॉर्ड होंगे। आफ्टर प्रिपरेशन ऑफ स्टेटमेंट ऑफ चेंजेस इन इक्विटी, you have to prepare the statement of financial position ABC Limited, statement of financial position as at, and as at के बाद हम वही डेट प्लेस करेंगे जैसे फॉर द ईयर एंडेड हमने इनकम स्टेटमेंट में प्लेस की थी। एंड वी विल मेक द 3 कॉलम्स। फर्स्ट कॉलम we will write the cost of non-current assets, second column accumulated depreciation of non-current assets, and then net book value. First we will give the heading of non-current assets, intangible non-current assets. First, if there is any intangible non-current assets, normally no intangible non-current asset is given in the question, but if there is any intangible non-current assets asset is available in the question, then you have to write it first. Like goodwill is the intangible non-current asset. If there is any depreciation or amortization of goodwill will be recorded in the second column, and this amount will be subtracted from the cost, and the answer is equal to net book value, and this net book value is placed in the net book value column. As you know, you have prepared such kind of statement of financial position in sole trader and partnership also. The financial statement of financial position of the limited company only vary from the finance by section, यानी finance by section change है, बाकी almost same है. Patents are also another type of intangible non-current assets for same treatment. Then we will go to the tangible non-current assets. First, premises land and building means जो भी है दिया हुआ वो cost will be recorded in the cost section, and a total depreciation means previous depreciation, all depreciation of the premises plus current year depreciation, we will add them first and then place here in the accumulated depreciation section. Means we will write the total depreciation of premises, previous one plus current year depreciation, and then this amount will be subtracted from the cost, and the net book value will be recorded in net book value column. Next, non-current asset, plant and machinery, cost will be recorded in the cost section, and total depreciation by the same process. Opening provision for depreciation which is given in the question, and current year depreciation which we have recorded in the income statement, दोनों का total कर लेंगे, make the total of opening plus current year depreciation and place here, and then subtract this depreciation from the cost, and the answer of net book value will be recorded in the net book value section. There may be word use equipment for machines, so you have to write all non-current assets here and in the same manner. Fixtures and fittings will be recorded here, furniture will be recorded here, because these are all non-current assets, and same cost here. Total depreciation, previous depreciation plus current year depreciation will be recorded in the depreciation section, and the net book value after subtraction of total depreciation from the cost will be recorded in the last column. And motor vehicle are another non-current asset, and these, after recording all these non-current assets, cost in cost column, total depreciation which is calculated by opening provision for depreciation plus current year depreciation will be recorded in accumulated depreciation column, and net book value after subtracting the total depreciation or accumulated depreciation from the cost, you will get the net book value, and net book value will be placed in net book value column, and then make the total of each column, cost you make the total of cost column, accumulated depreciation column, but you have to place the closing line under the total of cost column and the accumulated depreciation column, because we will not use these figures further. That's why I am placing the closing line below the total of these figures, but no line will be uh, marked or placed under the total of net book value figure, because we will use this figure for the calculation of total assets at the end of this portion. तो नेट बुक वैल्यू कॉलम का आप टोटल करके उसे लिख देंगे और उसके नीचे लाइन नहीं लगाएंगे, उसे ओपन छोड़ देंगे, बिकॉज वी विल ऐड करंट एसेट्स इन दिस figure to calculate the total assets. Now we are going to record the current assets. We will place the heading of current assets, and in current asset first item is the closing inventory, will be recorded in the second column. Then trade receivable will be recorded in the very first column, because we have to subtract the provision for doubtful debt or allowance for doubtful debt which is available in the question. If there is no allowance for doubtful debt is available in the question, then you can place trade receivables directly to the third column. So after subtracting the allowance for bad debt or allowance for doubtful debt from the trade receivables, the net figure will be moved to the second column. और रिमेंबर वन थिंग, ये अलाउंस फॉर डाउटफुल डेट वो होगा जो उसने परसेंटेज आपको दी होगी, जो आपने कैलकुलेट किया होगा वो यहाँ पे इंक्रीज डिक्रीज नहीं होगा. जो आपने कैलकुलेट किया वो डायरेक्टली आप यहाँ प्लेस कर देंगे. इंक्रीज और डिक्रीज विल बी रिकॉर्डेड इन इनकम स्टेटमेंट. After subtracting the allowance for doubtful debt from trade receivable, the net answer will be placed to the second column. And then other receivables. Other receivables are accrued income and prepaid expenses are other receivables, will be recorded. Make the total first and then record here other receivables. Yani accrued expenses, accrued incomes and prepaid expenses will be recorded as other receivables. Then bank balance and then cash balance of and then make the total of current assets, all current assets, and this total will be shifted to the last column, and this amount will be added to the non-current assets total, and the answer will be equal to the total assets. And this is the one side of the income statement, statement of financial position. Now move to the second portion of the statement of financial position. Share capital and reserves. In sole trader and partnership, we wrote finance by here, but in income statement of financial position of limited company, we will write share capital and reserves. We will place all the items which we have recorded in the statement of changes in equity in the same sequence here under the heading of share capital and reserves. यानी जितने भी आइटम हमने स्टेटमेंट ऑफ चेंजेस इन इक्विटी में लिखे थे वो वही आइटम थे जो शेयर कैपिटल एंड रिजर्व्स का पार्ट है. तो वी विल राइट दीज आइटम हियर in the same sequence. First we will write the ordinary shares value, then we will write the preference shares value. इस यहाँ ordinary shares और preference shares का मतलब dividend नहीं है. We will write the ordinary shares value here and then write the preference shares value here. Then we will record the share premium. If any item is not given in the question, then we will not write the name of that item here. यानी हम उसे फिर लिखेंगे ही नहीं. Then revaluation reserves. After recording the revaluation reserves, and these are the closing balances which we have calculated in statement of changes in equity. यानी स्टेटमेंट ऑफ चेंजेस इन इक्विटी में जो हमने क्लोजिंग बैलेंसेस एंड टोटल निकाला था वो हम यहाँ पे रिकॉर्ड करेंगे. वी विल रिकॉर्ड द एंड टोटल ऑफ दीज आइटम्स इन स्टेटमेंट ऑफ चेंजेस फ्रॉम द स्टेटमेंट ऑफ चेंजेस इन इक्विटी विल बी रिकॉर्डेड हियर. General reserves total and then at the end retained earnings or retained profit will be recorded here. And these again I am repeating, these are the end balances of these items in statement of changes in equity or closing balances of these items which are available in statement of changes in equity. यानी जो उसके एंड पे बैलेंसेस आए थे इन आइटम्स के तो वो स्टेटमेंट ऑफ चेंजेस इन इक्विटी में जो आए थे वो यहाँ पे हम प्लेस कर रहे हैं. Then after recording these items, we will make the total of these items and place in the last column. Then non-current liabilities, and in non-current liabilities heading there may be loan or debentures. Debentures are loan certificate. I have explained in my previous definition lectures. Debentures or loan are given, or normally only one item is given, so I am going to place directly in the last column. Then current liabilities, and in current liabilities heading, first trade payables will be recorded in the second column. You know the trade payables. Then other payables will include accrued expenses and prepaid incomes. So accrued expenses and prepaid income will be recorded with the as the other payables here in current liabilities, क्योंकि prepaid incomes are current liabilities and accrued expenses, the expenses which are still owed by the business and not yet paid, are accrued expenses. These are current liabilities. And then we will record the preference dividend payable, means the amount of preference dividend which is not yet paid by the company will be recorded here. क्योंकि प्रेफरेंस डिविडेंड के लिए आई हैव एक्सप्लेन कि देयर इज चांस कि वो हो सकता है अभी पे ना किया हो, तो आप उसको रिकॉर्ड करेंगे एज अ करंट लायबिलिटी बिकॉज पेएबल इन फ्यूचर कमिंग मंथ्स, इन कमिंग फ्यू मंथ्स आपने उसे पे करना है, तो वो आपकी करंट लायबिलिटी का पार्ट बन जाएगा. क्योंकि आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड कि प्रेफरेंस शेयर विल रिसीव अ फिक्स अमाउंट ऑफ डिविडेंड ईच ईयर एंड कंपनी हैव टू पे that amount of dividend. If any amount of dividend still owed by the company and not yet paid will be recorded as preference dividend payable here. यानी अभी जो उसमें से preference dividend में से जो amount अभी तक पे नहीं की वो current liability में preference dividend payable के तौर पे आ जाएगी. But in case of ordinary dividend, we record only paid amount of ordinary dividend. We will not consider the unpaid ordinary dividend. हम उसे कंसीडर ही नहीं करते, इसलिए ऑर्डिनरी डिविडेंड के करंट लायबिलिटी में आने के चांसेस नहीं है कि वो पेएबल के तौर पे रिकॉर्ड हो, क्योंकि ऑर्डिनरी डिविडेंड रिकॉर्ड ही तब होता है जब पे होता है. ऑर्डिनरी डिविडेंड विल रिकॉर्ड ओनली इफ इट इज पेड. इफ ऑर्डिनरी डिविडेंड इज नॉट येट पेड, देन वी विल नॉट रिकॉर्ड in our financial statements, in any financial statement, and never record in statement of changes in equity and SOFP. क्योंकि इन्हीं दो जगह पे डिविडेंड आता है, तो इन दोनों जगह पे रिकॉर्ड नहीं करेंगे. देन इफ देयर इज एनी बैंक ओवरड्राफ्ट फिगर, तो वी विल रिकॉर्ड हियर इन करंट लायबिलिटी एंड देन मेक द टोटल ऑफ करंट लायबिलिटीज एंड प्लेस टू द लास्ट कॉलम एंड देन ऐड ऑल दीज थ्री लायबिलिटीज, share capital and reserve figure, non-current liabilities and current liabilities, and this will be equal to this total, and this total is equal to the total of assets. यानी SOFP का जो रूल है कि जो assets का टोटल है और ये टोटल यानी फाइनेंस बाय शेयर कैपिटल एंड रिजर्व्स, नॉन करंट लायबिलिटीज एंड एडिंग द करंट लायबिलिटीज, तो ये टोटल और वो टोटल सेम होगा. तो दैट्स इट. दीज आर द फॉर्मेट्स ऑफ द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स ऑफ लिमिटेड कंपनीज. Subscribe my channel, and if you need question related for further practice, you may go to my website www.atpworld.net, and hopefully you understand the formats of the financial statements of the limited company, and inshallah I will come soon with an example to and solve a question related to this topic. Means I will go take a question and solve it for financial statements of the limited company. Yani I will go to prepare the statement of changes in equity, income statement and statement of financial position of the limited companies by using an exemplary question. Till the next lecture, Allah Hafiz.